Okay, as we all know, there's been a lot of BS between Trump Thinskin and the media in general. He filed a bunch of these lawsuits randomly through his whole career. You can see he's filed a $500 million lawsuit here, $5 million Bill Maher for calling his dad a orangutan or any of that bullshit. And then the ABC thing and the George Stephanopoulos, and it was a case, $25 million, I think it was, 50 million, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it was a case they would have won hands down, whatever. As soon as he got into office and Trump started going after all the media companies, these networks that would have dunked his ass in courts, hands down, just paid up in the hopes that, I guess, assumption, educational purposes only, to win his good graces. Now, I'm watching ABC Live going into the pro-Palestine terror, the flame guy, Molotov, guy who liked cocktails. And the coverage in this, coming directly from ABC, was that he was protesting Gaza, the for Palestinians, for protecting Palestinians to stop the Israeli aggression. And it was wrong what he does. I'm not condoning what he did, but that was his purpose. That's why he was there. He was protesting against supporters of Israel on behalf of Palestinians. The wrong way, obviously. Not condoning. But the fact that it's simple, he was protesting on behalf of Palestinians. And every time ABC Network, ABC, would say he was repeating pro-terrorist propaganda. ABC, who just paid 25, 50, whatever, millions of dollars to this man, isn't even taking a middle-of-the-road approach on a very, very cut-and-dry story. Leaned red to the point of what the WTF, ABC? Are you kidding me? Anyway, people, we need to look at all this for what it is. I don't care what political beliefs anyone has as it goes to the structure of this already great country with plenty of issues, especially now. MAGA, Republicans, step back from your angry red hat, gold shoes, sticky Bibles, and whatever. Your little family starter kits, all of that crap. Step back from that. For that America first, 1 minute of your precious, powerful lives. And look at it from the big picture. Media is no longer media. American citizens are being snatched from their jobs, from their high schools, from picking up their children from preschool. American citizens, and being shipped off to other countries that are being paid by this administration to get people out of the country. With or without excuse. We have the process being used against the process in order to protect the actions doing it. Because knowing the little boundaries and how far you can push things in the process, you can basically build your most evil plan. You can take care of the information going in and out of young minds. You can take care of the news that is being put out by everybody. You can try and manipulate every little thing by banning books that teach people that this country made a lot of freaking mistakes and had to fix it and try their best to make it better. That is what made this country great. We got away from England. We got away from a monarchy. We got away from a king and queen, and now they want more. MAGA Republicans, now you want it again. We got away from the church running the state. That's why we're here. And now it's really, they're putting laws in that if you speak badly about Donald Trump, they can throw you in jail in this country or others. They're doing things like that, threatening journalists for doing their jobs. They have major networks that used to actually give us at least 50% or 75% trustable information, that used to fire journalists for misspeaking and getting stuff wrong. They have those very same networks turning black and white into any color it's not. This is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. You're the ones who fought for freedom of speech, right? MAGA Republicans, you're the ones who said, hey, he's getting his, no gag order. That's his freedom of speech. What about this? We have 2-year-old cancer-ridden children being stripped from their families and their medication with legal status to get their stuff handled, being thrown in a van, taken away from the medication. And that's okay by you Republicans. You're okay with that. What was the argument about all of a sudden in the first place? Our freedoms and our safety? When was the last time you went to a restaurant and everyone in the kitchen had the same white skin as the ceilings? Ladies and gentlemen, the playbook is in full effect. Those who saw it coming are 1,000,000 times more scared than those who don't, obviously. We're sorry it's taking so long for it to become clear to people. But it's damn clear to us, and that's why we're uniting. That's why we're standing shoulder to shoulder. That's why we're watching things like Election Truth Alliance and the information that they're putting out. That's why we're paying more attention. But we needed this before that November dance. But now it's worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're all standing up worldwide. And now the everything that was going on in the background is finally being listened to, because the pain is so great, even some of his own staunchest of supporters are opening their ears. And you know what? I respect people who, believe in something and give it their all. But when it comes to logic, that should be smacking them in the face at this moment. My respect goes out the window. My admiration, my all right buddy, brother, father, whatever, goes out the freaking window. Because when you can stand idly by and watch people get abused and watch lives get destroyed and watch veterans lose their benefits right after losing their legs for giving us this very freedom that he's stealing from each and every one of us, and you can look yourself in the mirror and still be okay putting on that red hat, you are not American. You aren't. Because everyone around you is getting hurt by that, what stands for, whether you see it or not. And the fact you're so stuck on being politically driven and correct, because you're not human, otherwise you'd accept that you may be incorrect. It won't hit you until it's too late. But if you have any doubts, on November 14th, as you see tanks rolling down our streets, and you see salutes, and 9,000 of our bravest military have to sleep on the floors in sleeping bags to give this president egomaniac turd face a parade on his honor on his birthday, and destroying everything veterans and this country stands for, and you still salute, yes, sir, Mr. President, you're not America first, you're Trump first. So I ask you to stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. So we are all in this together, and one day you'll recognize that.